So that's a wrap for 221. We are here at the end of December on a boiling hot sunny day here in Portugal with an amazing ocean view, and we're going to discuss a little bit about 221 real estate market and my predictions for 222. 2021 has actually been quite a phenomenal year. There have been investments of 1.1 billion euros that have been injected into the commercial real estate, and we predict this is going to go up to 2 billion literally by January 2022. This is what's been happening. We've seen that foreign investors have been coming in, buying out commercial real estate such as offices. 36% goes into offices, 20% goes into hotels, for example. And of course, the real estate is also continuing to rise here in Portugal. Since COVID, many retails and some office spaces have actually been distressed. So we've seen investors come from all around the world coming to Portugal and looking for opportunities of these distressed assets. They've then been buying office spaces, retail spaces, and hotels, looking like crazy. At One Stop Properties, we've had a lot of demand for commercial real estate, and this is very much on the rise. We do predict this is going to continue next year as Portugal is such a hot spot. People want to come here. They want to move here to live here, they want to travel here, and they also want to work here, so they're looking for working spaces. We've had digital nomads come to Portugal over the last year, and they've just been flowing in because of Web Summit, and of course because cryptos are not taxed in Portugal. Startups have been popping up absolutely everywhere, and companies have been relocating their headquarters to Portugal, such as Google. I'm going to touch the subject on one of my other videos, so do bear with me. We've also seen a lot of high net worth individuals, a lot of famous people as well, artists, actors moving to Portugal as well, because they're not taxed on their royalties, so it makes it very interesting to still invest in Portugal. Brexit has also helped Portugal. During the pandemic, we've seen that we have an amazing lifestyle here, amazing weather, amazing ocean, sports, all these things that you can do that you couldn't do elsewhere. Housing has also gone up as well because people have decided they can work remotely. We've seen that people are looking for bigger spaces, bigger homes, and of course outdoor space. So this specific part of the market, Lisbon, around Lisbon, and even some rural areas, has just blown up. All around, people have been looking for single-family homes to relocate. Portugal is also strategically located. It's on the London time zone, so for work-wise, people that work remotely find that Portugal is very easy to work from. And during the pandemic, people have moved here and carried on being able to work through Zoom, through Teams, however that is, through their web conferences very easily. Also, it is strategically located. We're only 2.5 hours away from London, 2.5 hours away from Paris, Milan, Rome, an hour from Madrid, and only 7 hours from New York and Miami. That is absolutely nothing. We can see that through Lisbon International Airport, flights are coming in and out all the time. Even through the pandemic, it's just been easy to travel to Portugal. It's just becoming that one hot spot. Even through the pandemic, and even more through the pandemic, people have been coming here. Another reason are that banks have continued to lend money and provide mortgages at very low interest rates. So why would you want to rent if you can actually buy a property? People are jumping the gun, they're buying these properties instead of renting, and they're seeing that Portugal is a wonderful place to live, that is very safe, great to raise a family, and also great if you're single. The hustle and bustle of Lisbon City, Porto, is fantastic, and you can go out and enjoy that nightlife. Over the course of 2021, we've also seen that a lot of this investment, in fact 80% in commercial real estate, is through foreign investors. Countries such as the UK, France, and Spain, and the US have been heavily investing into Portugal. They know that it's interesting. We've had a lot of other interest from countries such as India and China as well. People are seeing that Portugal is the place to be, and there are opportunities to be made, especially in the offices and the hotel industry. Lisbon has actually been voted one of the greenest cities. That is great for people that actually care about the environment, and it's great for startups here as well. Startups are easy to create. In less than 24 hours, you can set up your own company here, which is fantastic. I've already mentioned that crypto is tax-free, and I've already mentioned that you can have benefits such as the non-habitual residency program, which allows for low taxes. Do check out my video. I do talk a bit more about the NHR. Over the course of 2021, this has been the last year you could invest into real estate for the Golden Visa in the Lisbon, Porto, and Algarve areas. So we have seen a huge amount of investors coming in, buying properties for this. What is going to happen with these Golden Visa, this Golden Visa situation and these Golden Visa properties? These properties are going to be held onto, are going to be rented out. And this is something that is critical and I stress a lot about. There is not enough rental supply on the market. So all these properties are going to be fantastic for students coming in, these digital nomads that need little pads, T1s, or 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms to live in. These are the perfect golden visa properties that have been bought and they're now going to be rented out. So on the contrary, they're not going to decrease in value, they're going to increase in value. It still will be possible to invest into the golden visa and buy your property in places such as the Alentejo, for example, that are less densely populated. We've seen that Comporta, Melides is going to blow up in prices and people are going to be able to invest there. They love the remote lifestyle, that wonderful eco nature, the tourism, the beautiful untouched sandy beaches, just an hour from Lisbon. Where can you find that peace and that tranquility anywhere else? And this for the golden visa are going to be very interesting investments. I do predict we're going to see a lot more investment in these areas. It is also possible to invest into VC funds and investment funds for the golden visa. So capital is going to continue to be injected into the country and Portugal is still going to be a very hot spot. What are some of the challenges in 2022 that we're going to see for realtors, for example? We are going to see that yes, the golden visa has stopped in Lisbon, Porto, and the Algarve. So what's going to happen here? These type of properties at the 500K range and some in the 350, depending if they have, if they're over 30 years old and they've been rehabilitated, are going to maybe decrease a little bit in value unless they're bought out by students that are moving to Portugal and again, the digital nomads as well. So that's going to be one of the changes. A second change we may see as well is more people investing into the center of Portugal, the Alentejo, for example, or up north. These are areas that you can still invest into the golden visa and that also really do need some development. We're going to need some development and some infrastructure in these sort of areas because they are going to develop. People are looking to get a bit more out of the city and a bit more rural and be able to be self-sustainable. So I do predict that farms are going to come up everywhere. There's going to be more opportunities in the center of the country, which is actually very close to airports. You do have the Faro Airport, Beja Airport, Porto Airport, and Lisbon Airport. So they're all very close by. So let's wrap up 221 and go into 222. We do predict that the prices are going to continue to rise with all the high net worth individuals coming for all the reasons mentioned above, crypto at zero, non-habitual residency, and of course an amazing lifestyle. People are continuing to come here. We've actually broken records for the most expensive penthouses sold in the city at One Stop Properties. We've just sold this year. So we do know that people are coming and looking for more beautiful properties with a more international feel and of course that international fantastic standard that you can find anywhere else, such as cities as New York, Paris, Milan, or anywhere else. Portugal is an amazing place to live. Lifestyle, low pricing. So for example, these prices are lower than you would see in other major European cities. When we start to say Portugal is expensive, the price per square meter has gone up. Yes, it has, but do take into consideration it has, but it's very relative. Where would you find beautiful sea views and amazing quality anywhere else in Europe? You wouldn't. The price per square meter is still lower than Paris, Milan, or London, for example. So it does actually make sense that prices are going up and will go up. Also, people are looking for more space. People want bigger plots of land, more rural, to be able to be more self-sustainable. This is critical at the moment and we're seeing a lack of supply around the globe to have this space. Portugal is one of those areas where we still can find some distressed assets and some land that are available to purchase where you can build on. Could be from the pandemic, but this is mainly from the recession from Portugal from many years back. Prices are increasing, but you still can find some very interesting deals and interesting in comparison with other major European cities. The golden visa will not have a huge impact on the economy, in my opinion, and for brokers. Yes, it will affect the 500K price range of properties, but I do believe that the digital nomads moving to Portugal and students moving to Portugal will allow for these properties to be rented out and continue to buy them as well, again, because of the low interest rates and the fact that banks are lending. I know that Portugal is doing the right thing and will continue to help the economy grow, and the real estate market will continue to boom. We're also going to see that more central areas of Portugal, such as the Alentejo, for example, more rural areas, are going to begin to develop. And this is what's going to change the country, in my opinion, in 2022. Comporta and Melides is a place to watch out. I think that's going to grow tremendously. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to hear about more information about lifestyle, living in Portugal, and of course, real estate at One Stop Properties.